You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. This show is brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing, soffits, fascia, decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call, won't you, at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene sent you. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. The address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community associations board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that is established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit www.cai-mn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at cai-mn.com and click on membership.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about this story out of Jacksonville, Florida, and it's gone national. A gentleman, a veteran by the name of Larry Murphy, lives in a homeowners association, is displaying a small flag in a potted plant in front of his home. And the association is saying, no, you can't do it. And this has gone national. People are saying this is about a veteran who's not having his rights respected. And I would like to probably take another tact on this. And this may be unpopular, but I'd like you to hear me out on this. I think it's not so much a matter of a person who is not having his rights respected as much as a person who is not keeping their word and their promise. And let me share with you why I say that. As a veteran and a military man, Mr. Murphy took an oath when he joined the military. And could I read to you the beginning of that oath that every person in the military takes? It says, "I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States." Pure and simple. I am going to promise that I'm going to give true faith and allegiance to the same, it says, to the Constitution of the United States. Well, that's great. Well, what does the Constitution say? The Constitution begins by saying, we, the people here in the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. In other words, there's no perfect government, but a more perfect government than probably anywhere else in the world. We are going to establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility. In other words, we're going to make sure that there's justice, there's fairness, that people are able to live at peace and be able to live in freedom with liberty. And it says that the promise of the Constitution is to secure the blessings of liberty or freedom. Well, how do you do that, you ask? Well, now we turn to the Declaration of Independence, where our founding fathers said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people, all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. These are ones that can't be unattached to you. These are things that you have, and they are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, how do you do that? Well, it goes on to say in the Declaration, it says that to secure these rights, okay, these are the rights that we are all understanding that we have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How do you secure those rights? It begins by saying governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. In other words, what we're talking about and what makes us special, what is the American way? What is it that we are so proud of? It is the fact that we understand that we have freedom, we have rights, we have liberty. But as we've said so often on this show, your freedom isn't unrestrained. You don't have the freedom to do anything you want. I've said it so often, you have the freedom to swing your arm, but it stops before it hits someone else's nose. And so because of that, there was this understanding we're going to be governed as a group of people by the people themselves. And what we're going to do is we're going to elect people who are going to govern us. And we are going to consent or agree to that. And that's what we have in the federal government. That's what we have on the state level. That's what we have on the city level. And yes, that's what we have in a homeowners association. And so this isn't about Mr. Murphy's rights being taken away from him. This is about a gentleman who was not held by gunpoint and forced to purchase a home in a homeowners association. As a matter of fact, in this particular homeowner association in Florida, as it is here in Minnesota, there is a right of rescission that homeowners have. In other words, they are given what's considered the governing documents or the constitution for that association. And they say, before you purchase a home here, we want you to read these documents. We want you to understand these documents. And then if you purchase here, it's because you're going to agree and abide by them. Mr. Murphy signed and said he would agree to abide by the homeowner association's governing documents and their rules and regulations. If this was such an important right that he did not want to have taken away from him, he should not have consented to give it away by purchasing a home in the homeowners association. What we're talking about is a private contractual agreement. And this is a private contractual agreement between peoples in the association. And you can't pick and choose. You need to be a person of your word. You need to say what you mean and mean what you say. You need to be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to always understand or agree what the board of directors say and do, but I'm going to abide by them. I've had that happen to me. I live in a homeowners association myself. And I can tell you that I know that there are times I've looked at money that has been spent by the board of directors on certain items around the property, and I've said, I don't think that was as high of a priority as other things that should have been done. But I agreed to abide by those governing documents. What is my right? If I don't agree with those people that have been placed in authority, the next homeowners annual meeting, I elect other people who better represent me in my wishes. If Mr. Murphy was going to take serious his oath to the Constitution and to the American way of life, that certainly goes all the way down to homeowner associations as well. He agreed that that there would be an abiding by those rules and regulations. That's what makes our society so special and what makes America different from any other country. There isn't a violent coup every few years when someone else takes office. There is a silent passing of authority to one president to the next, from one senator to the next, from one congressperson to the next. And we do that all the time, every few years. If you like what someone's doing, you reelect them. If you don't like them, you don't reelect them. If you have something that you don't think is right, you petition your governed officials and ask them to seek and change that. Where has that happened? Did Mr. Murphy have to make this a national event? Did he have to dig in his heels and say, I'm just going to refuse because I don't want to? Do we hear that Mr. Murphy at any time went to his homeowners association and tried to seek changing that rule first? I've seen that happen a lot of times where someone said, I don't like the rule. I've seen an association that said, they had a rule that said no pets were allowed. And I saw a number of people that say, we want to start having pets. And so they went around and got a petition. They got other homeowners involved. They brought it before the board meeting. They talked about it at an annual meeting. They had other people elected. And guess what? They changed in a peaceful, civil manner the law to better represent what they wanted in that association. That is the American way of life. That is what is being missed here with Mr. Murphy. He is instead wanting to claim that he is a victim in all of this, but instead he needs to remember that he agreed to give his word, his promise to the other people living there that he was going to abide by the rules that were governing the homeowners association. That's what I think is really going on here. And it really bothers me when people want to make it a federal issue when the real issue at hand here is they don't get what they want when they want it. In this particular case, I disagree with the association board saying we're going to not allow you to have a small flag in a pot. I think it should be allowed. It's not distasteful. But right now, for whatever reason, the association said no. Mr. Murphy in a civil way, needs to approach his homeowners association to try and get those things changed and not just demand it. The civil rights, it says that we have, going back to the Declaration of Independence, it says that everyone is created equal. In other words, Mr. Murphy has no less rights than anybody else, but he has no more as well. Well, we're going to take a break. Don't go away. A lot more of Where You Live after these messages.